Jazz clubs around the world are sitting empty, but jazz musicians will always have great music and stories to share. And since jazz fans aren't able to get out to hear great music, we will deliver jazz to you at home. Welcome to Jazz Home Delivery with Tim Tamashiro. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Jazz Home Delivery. I'm your host, Tim Tamashiro, and it's a Friday night, so it's a good night to gather your family or your loved ones around and watch a little jazz. We're going to bring some wonderful entertainers from their home to you at home. Hence, it's a Jazz Home Delivery, and that's just the way it works. So glad you could be here with us this evening. We're so happy to be welcoming three wonderful guests, Kristian Alexandrov and his lovely lady, Shannon Gaye. Known these people for, like 20 some years. I'm just so excited to have them as part of the show. And they have some new music, in fact, a world premiere of a brand new song. Very happy about that. And also going to be welcoming Allison Lynch. And she's from Calgary here, and she's just talented in so many ways. I don't even know where to start. So let's just invite them all into the room. Boom, boom, and boom. There's the four of us. Welcome.
Woo!
Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Allison, you're in your place here in Calgary with a beautiful painting that your mother has painted way back in what year?
1978. Yep.
Amazing.
Absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad that you could join us here this evening. And
Thanks for having me.
you're going to be, you have so many talents, we can't even figure out what to call you. We just have to do everything.
Wonder Woman.
Well, thank you. That is very kind.
And we're going to add a video editor to that as well. So thank you very much for being on the show. Kristian and Shannon, it's so nice to see you. And goodness knows, it's been far too long since we've seen each other in person.
It's
Sure
way too long.
Yeah.
Way too long.
You guys have been staying busy doing all sorts of creative projects. And your battle cry, you were telling me, for creativity is all new songs. All
Deadlines,
Yes,
baby.
deadlines. It's all about the deadline.
It's only one new song tonight, but
Yeah.
still, that was hard enough.
Yeah.
But you're still working on lots of new creative things. I'm
Yeah.
Absolutely.
talk to you about what's going on in your life right now. But right now, will you excuse me? I'm going to go talk to Allison Lynch and let the people know a little bit more about her wonderful life. Okay?
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Excuse me. I'm going to just
Have
go
fun.
like this. Boom and boom and boom. It's just us in the room.
Just
now.
us.
Very nice to see you. You got your guitar perched on your couch.
Yes.
One of the
Just
many-
amazing.
One of the many instruments that you play. So I was taking stock of the amount of instruments that you play. You are a guitarist, a violinist, a ukuleleist.
Yes.
You're also a singer and a composer and a songwriter. And on top of it all, you're an actor. How do you do it all?
I don't know, honestly. I think it's because I like variety so much. So yeah, I just I like to switch back and forth between things and try different instruments, and I like to see art from different sides of the table. So I enjoy being a composer and being on stage, and yeah.
You have to have a special mind to be able to kind of balance all of those things at the same time, because if you're on stage and you're performing, it's much different than sitting in the audience or sitting in a rehearsal kind of going, well, this is the structure of the play and this song is going to work with this particular moment. Did you have to learn composition specifically in order to do that, or is that just something that's come naturally to you?
Well, I think the composing training that I had in university did help me quite a bit in terms of just sort of like the structure of songs and how they can kind of complement something else. But really, I think I learned mainly in terms of composing for theater. I really learned that by doing it. I think that's kind of the best sort of training that there is for it, is kind of just jumping right in and sort of being having the hands-on sort of work, and I observed other composers and was very inspired by other theater composers as well. So I did learn a lot from them too.
Just jumping right into it and with both feet. Is that kind of your battle cry?
I think it has been just sort of out of necessity. I think a lot of artists, not just me, get asked, can you do this? And half the time I think, no, I don't think that I can, but I say yes anyway and then hope that it works out. So
Well, that's what moves you ahead, is that you get the opportunity to be able to actually just kind of go, well, yeah, of course I do it. I do it all the time.
Well, I try anyway, and you know, most of the time it works out pretty well, I think, but you know, it's a good challenge, and I enjoy that.
As I pointed out in your introduction, you play many instruments. What was your first instrument that you learned?
My first instrument was the violin, actually. My parents asked me when I was a little kid if I wanted to learn an instrument, and that they offered me, you know, my choice, and I picked the violin. I'm not even sure why, because I don't have any family members who play or anything like that. So, but that's what I was interested in. So I started taking lessons at the Suzuki School of Violin, and so I did that for a while, and eventually became too cool for the violin at a certain point. Too cool.
So what did you move on to from there?
Well, I just stopped playing it altogether for a while, and then when I realized the violin was actually kind of awesome was when I discovered Celtic fiddle music, and then I got really into that in my junior high days, I'd say. Yeah. And then got into other instruments. My dad is a piano player and organist, so I got interested in the piano through him and took lessons from him.
Wow. Well, I didn't even know you played piano as well.
Well, not great, but I try.
I'm sure you handle yourself very well. And you've become like a video editor now on top of everything else, because I noticed that this particular song that we're going to play, which is your version of All of Me, like the wonderful jazz standard All of Me. What program did you use to create this? Because it's really cool.
Oh, thank you. I used an app called Acapella, and it's a bit of a learning curve to figure out how it works. But you can just kind of add layers of yourself playing on top of one another until you've got like basically a full band of yourself, which works well for quarantine times.
And you know, I've never seen anybody play a music book before.
Yeah, well, when you don't have a snare drum, you use some brushes and a binder.
It worked out beautifully. I'm so excited to show this video to everybody, because I just kind of went, wow, that's multi-talented. So 4 Allison Lynches are coming up here as part of the TD JazzYYC International Jazz Days virtual festival. Thank you so much for creating this video for us. It really is remarkable what you can do with a cell phone these days. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here's Allison Lynch with All of Me.
All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them. Take my arms, 'cause I'll never use them. Oh, goodbye, let me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of take my lips. I never use them. Take my arms, or I want to lose them. Oh, our goodbyes left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me, darling? So why not take all of me?
The applause button is going wild for Allison Lynch and all four of her. What a lovely version.
Thank you.
That was really fun.
Thank you. It's Sarah Vaughan's version is my favorite, and so I naturally wanted to kind of make my own of her version. So that's what that was.
You done good. You done good.
Thank
Do you see
you.
yourself using a cappella as a tool in the future? Because that's a slick app.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun, and it is kind of neat to sort of just play around with and play along with. Say you just want to record one part, and then you can create a really cool sort of harmony or whatever on top of it just by messing around, rather than kind of writing it all out. It's kind of neat to try it by ear as well. You can sort of make some cool discoveries. So
Yeah, well, it's super fun to watch, and you've done another video where there's only one of you. And that's
Yes.
equally as awesome. So we're looking forward to that. You are
Thank
busy. Well, you haven't really written. You're not writing new music right now for your album, for your newest album. It's mostly written. But what kind of music are you creating for your new album?
My new album, it started out as sort of a bunch of lullabies that I was writing for my nephews. And I did write some lullabies for my nephews, but I also started writing lullabies kind of for everybody. So that's kind of what the theme of the album is. And not necessarily just lullabies to go to sleep, but kind of lullabies for life, I guess, for kind of any occasion, I guess. There's kind of songs of encouragement and of hope, I guess.
Yeah. Did you just come up with the album title there? Lullabies for Life? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's nice.
maybe.
That's so, some songs would be love songs and some songs would be encouraging. Did you write any that were a little bit more kind of, I don't know, what's the word that you could use for it? You said depressing the other day, but maybe that's not.
I was going to say depressing. Yeah, I mean, some of them are love songs that aren't necessarily happy endings. So, yeah, I mean, but they still kind of follow the lullaby feel in that they're almost, I don't know, I guess a way of connecting with someone who's going through heartbreak. So, yeah, that's kind of what the depressing ones are like.
Yeah, but you're not just drawing songwriting ideas from your own personal experience. You have you're seeing your friends go through things, or you see different situations that happen in life, and that inspires you to write the songs.
For sure, yeah. That's kind of the hope and the aim for songwriting for me is to number one, storytelling, which I really I'm very connected to, I guess, through not just music, but through the theater. But storytelling is very important to me. And so not only that, but also my aim is, I guess, to connect with other people through my own experience, but also through their experiences, and hopefully to relate to them on a similar level, whether I've experienced that particular thing that I'm writing about or not. I can still empathize with someone who has experienced that and hopefully connect to them through the music and through the songwriting.
Yeah, I guess that's the goal, is to find a universal way to be able to present a song so that it can everybody can kind of find something in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the goal.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you're doing a great job with the goal. You once wrote a song based on some lyrics that one of your friends wrote, and the song was Deep in the Blue. What are the lines that your friend gave you, and how did you incorporate them into this song?
My dear friend Robert Klein, he's an actor in town, an excellent actor, and he came to me one day and he said, "I've got these 2 lines, and I think they should be a song, so I'm going to give them to you, and hopefully you can make a song out of them." So the lines are, "St. Peter hates the pearly gates. He's in a bar on 5th and 8th, drinking Mai Tais with old Joe." And so I did incorporate them into a song that is on my album. It's called Deep in the Blue.
That is, oh my gosh, that is quite the picture you painted there. It's like a Tom Waits song or something. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it really was pretty great to get those lyrics from Robert to kind of co-write this song with him, because that's something I would never have come up with, but they really work in the song.
Well, it's nice you have generous friends that'll throw in little songwriting ideas. Like, did he get a co-writing credit on that song then?
He sure did.
He
Yes,
sure did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Way to go. You've provided us with a music video for a song that you call Wish You Well. Now, this is a song, well, let me ask you, who is this song about, or what is this song about?
Well, this song is it's a love song, but an unrequited love song. So I got the idea for the song in speaking with a friend of mine whose significant other was going to be leaving the country, and they had decided to end their relationship. Well, he had decided to end the relationship because of the distance, and feeling that they wouldn't be able to keep their relationship going because of that. So. And in talking with her about it, she was very resigned about this, in terms of, when I told her that, don't worry, you'll find someone else. She said, no, that was my great love, and I'm sending my heart away with him, and hopefully he'll take care of it, because it's with him forever. And that was my great love. So I was very surprised by that. So, and I guess in the throes of heartbreak, that's those are valid feelings for sure. So I wrote this song based on that experience that she had, and it's basically about saying goodbye to your own heart and sending it off with someone who is leaving.
You have an extraordinary grasp on personal outlook. It's really a treat to hear your insight into like this type of thing. I don't know if I'd be able to wrap my head around that, but you've done it very, very well. I'm going to play the song for everybody now, with your permission.
For sure.
For sure. We have Allison Lynch here at the TD JazzYYC International Jazz Days Virtual Festival. This is a really special song. And is this the first time anybody's ever heard it?
Oh, no. This song is on my my album. And
okay.
but it will be, I've recently made a music video for this song that I'll be releasing shortly. So.
Oh, we just missed that window.
Oh,
we just missed the window to get the world premiere. But thankfully, we're going to get a world premiere of another song a little bit later on tonight. But let me play this song right now. This is Allison Lynch with her song called Wish You Well. Hope you enjoy it.
Threw a penny in a wishing well and wished he'd take a part of you, my little heart. But then you took bags are packed. I know it isn't smart to let you leave me too, 'cause once I've given you, I'll never get you back. But I wish you well, my little heart. He's got places to go. He's got people to see. But if with me my wish agree, baby, he'll keep you safe for me. Oh, I threw a penny in a wishing well and wished that I could start to love someone new, but I can't break the spell. So I wish you well. Every coin that fell says I wish you well, my broken heart.
There we have Wish You Well. You're wishing her heart well.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So it was hopefully that her heart has found new love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And it has.
And it has. There you go. Full transformation. I love that. You are a storyteller.
Yay!
Yay. Well, that's a really great song. You're a talented songwriter and performer, multi-instrumentalist. I'm just so happy we could have you on the show tonight and that we could spend some time together. Finally,
so
because
happy.
I've been a fan of yours since I was on the air at Tonic, and I haven't gotten a chance to actually see you or visit with you. So this has been a real treat, Allison. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's been great.
You bet. Well, hopefully, if this show continues, we'll be able to have you on the show again down the road sometime.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be great. Will you excuse me, because I'm going to go and talk with Shannon Gaye and Kristian Alexandrov now out in Vancouver. All right, here we go. I'm pushing a couple of buttons now. There you are. Hello.
Yay.
Hello.
Bravo, Ali.
Woohoo!
Yeah, what a nice job, hey?
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Isn't
We're
it?
watching it on iPad on a delay of about 40 seconds.
Oh, really? Is that
We wanted to see it.
We have to see it, of
You
course.
have to see it, of course. You
Yeah,
you can
of
watch
course.
it back, Allison, when you get back off the show, and then you can watch it in replay. So that's a beautiful thing.
Great.
That was awesome.
Kristian and Shannon, it's just so great to see you both. Like I say, you haven't aged a day, so that Vancouver air must be really taking good care of you.
No, we're just going with rather than high def, we're going with the low def camera.
That's right,
So
the lowest def possible.
This is the low def camera making it good.
You've been busy since the whole COVID thing. Just before COVID kind of kicked off, you were busy writing some new songs and kind of getting into a creative headspace already. So did it feel like it was much of a shift for you to go into isolation and to just kind of dig into your own creative powers?
It kind of felt like permission.
Yeah.
Definitely felt like
Right?
a permission.
Because what else can you do? So no, actually, I mean, we spend a lot of time together. We spend a lot of time in our studio and obviously doing shows and stuff. So the shift for us has not been that significant in terms of a lifestyle, obviously in every other way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were on a really good creative bent. And I think after the initial shock and adjustment, maybe the first week or so, we just went, let's just let's just use this time and start creating more and more. And so it's been really good, really effective, I think.
It's been very effective
Yeah.
creatively, but yeah, I mean, at the same time, everything else is on hold,
Yeah.
live performances and such. But yeah, we've been able to kind of take this time where you have to stay at home more than usual and just chip away in the studio. And
Well, Kristian,
things
this experience with COVID-19 is not your first experience with a serious coronavirus. You had what you described as a near-death experience from the H1N1 a pandemic that happened, and it ultimately led to a complete change of lifestyle for you and Shannon. Tell me about what happened there.
we'll keep this very brief, but we were on tour, both Shannon and I. We were on tour with the Huron Carol with Tom Jackson. And about 2 weeks into it, Shannon got really sick. Basically, on the drive from Brandon to Calgary, I saw her go from a little bit of cough in the morning to sweats and swift current, and basically just,
walk-in clinic as soon as we got to
walk-in
Calgary.
clinic by the time we got to
whatever
Calgary.
that was, 9 hours. Yeah.
So we took her to the clinic, and obviously they gave her some antibiotics and stuff like that. But 4 days into it, I got sick. But now we only have about 7 days left in the tour, travel every day on the show, and I've never really been sick before, anything serious. So I was like, just 7 days, we're going to get through it somehow. She was starting to get a little bit better. She missed a couple of shows, which she's never done before. And as she was getting better, I was getting worse. But still nothing you could do, and pushed through the tour, got home.
But it was Christmas time. So
Christmas time, right?
So we got home on the 23rd, and we kind of muscled through. It was Christmas, so who wants to go to Emerge or to, so we kind of muscled through Boxing Day and Christmas Day. Although I think we didn't get out of bed on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
Sorry, I keep saying, Christmas Eve is what I meant, and Christmas Day. But then on Boxing Day, we had a rehearsal for another show that was coming up, and our friends came in for the rehearsal and took one look at him and broke into tears.
Just involuntarily, they just took one look at him, like, you are not well.
And so then we were like, wait a second.
Because we kind of got used to my pale, pasty skin.
Pasty.
Kind of thing. So we went to the emergency. They kept me, long story short, kept me in there for 10 days. I had a triple lobe pneumonia on top of a H1N1 infection. And I was in the hospital for 10 days, lost
35
pounds.
Oh, my goodness.
And then it took a good couple of months to get back to, being able to walk up and down the stairs. So that kind of prompted us to, to reevaluate, what we need in our lives.
Yeah.
And do you want to take it?
I think, well, I should add, because it's so important what the frontline workers are doing right now, because at that time that he was in the hospital, he had a respiratory therapist who basically kept him from being intubated. She said, she's like, he's a young guy, the doctor saying we have to intubate him. His SATs are under 70. If you ever hear under 70, now you know that's the big number. Under 70, they intubate you.
Okay.
And, but so the respiratory therapist said, I'll stay with him. So she stayed through the night with him.
The whole night.
And checked his SATs every 45 minutes to make sure that he was still able to. Yeah, so it was pretty incredible. And it makes me think of what people are doing right now. So many people are doing right now to keep people alive.
When they speak about those ventilators, one of those ventilators kept me alive for 9 days.
Yeah.
Goodness.
There you go.
Crazy. But so yes, huge experience. And after that, just taking stock and saying, where do we want to invest our time? What is it that's important to us? And that's when we just decided more time in the studio, more time being creative, more time devoted to music, really.
You really completely changed your whole lifestyle, right?
Yes.
You sold your home in North Van and moved someplace else.
We sold our place, and we bought a place in White Rock, which is bigger, with a bigger studio, a little bit cheaper somehow. I don't know
miraculously.
So I basically wanted to lower our monthly nuts so we could have a little bit more time to do the projects we really wanted to do, and rather than just kind of chase our tails around and kind of a make money to spend money situation.
Yeah. And did you find that it was easier then to just kind of wrap your head around the fact that you didn't really need anything else? You just live simpler, live happier.
I think to this point in our life, we have accumulated some stuff. You have your studio and your gear and the things basically we need to create music. And, do you need more of those? I don't know. Yeah. So we kind of downsized. It was great. And then this happened, and we were kind of going, well, we've already been kind of doing this a little bit. But it is bizarre to only be buying groceries now, though. That's pretty.
But that's pretty well all you. Yeah, that's pretty well all we do. That's something that struck me the other day is the word want. has
Yes.
kind of disappeared from my personal vocabulary and for
Very
my
much.
family's vocabulary. You know, we don't go, I want this, I want that. You know, it's just I think it's a blessing personally, but
Yeah, I do too.
yeah, in its own way. Now,
its
since
own.
COVID, your battle cry literally has been only new tunes. So
Well, I think why not? You know,
Yeah.
why not?
it's part of
Yeah,
your
well,
creative way to be able to kind of tackle your own personal isolation. Has the creativity made your isolation a little bit more bearable?
Absolutely,
Definitely.
because honestly, when you're in the bubble of writing or practicing writing, preparing songs, demoing songs,
Yeah.
really nothing else exists. And you come out of
Sure.
the bubble and go, oh wow, it's 5 hours later and it's the evening. It's and so absolutely, it's a chance to kind of. I just find that anytime that everything slips away is restful time. Even if you're working on music, it's rest to me. So it's you stay away from concern, you stay away from anxiety, and yeah.
But
So
you're
for
entering
me-
the state of flow.
Exactly.
And that is just too rare in this world, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Yeah, I love that feeling.
That state of flow. In your state of flow, Shannon, you wrote a brand new song called Bullet Hit the Bone. This is a song that is very violent. No.
It's a kind of a gangster rap. It's a straight up gangster rap.
Straight up gangster rap.
No, tell us about what this song is, because we're going to get the world premiere of your brand new song that nobody has ever heard of. This is really exciting. Tell us about what it's about.
Well, the phrase "bullet hit the bone" and the whole chorus kind of came to me intact. But I think it's the story of a love ending, but I call it an adult breakup song because the idea is that these people who have spent their lives together, it's not me and Kristian, by the way.
Yeah,
I just have to say that we're
It's
sitting
not
side by side.
autobiographical. Yeah.
It's not autobiographical anyway, but it's this concept that you could have an adult breakup and it could be amicable because you've lived a life together, you love one another, maybe you have children, but you certainly shared a large part of your life together, portion of your time. And so let's just end this in a way that the single line it is, let's not make this harder than it has to be. So it was that concept. A friend of mine was going through a kind of nasty breakup, and I thought it would be so nice if it didn't have to have all the additional pain, because breaking up is hard to do,
hard as it is.
as they say.
Yes. There was a song written about that.
There was a song written about that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to play this song for everybody because this, like I say, it's a world premiere. World premiere. Shannon Gaye, his brand new song, Bullet Hit the Bone, is part of the TD JazzYYC International Jazz Days. This is the virtual festival taking place over 28 days, supporting 56 Canadian artists. Boy, it's exciting to be a part of this. And here it is, the world premiere of Bullet Hit the Bone, non-autobiographical song from Shannon Gaye and Kristian Alexandrov.
Let's not make this harder than it has to be. The sun came up like it always does. It feels like forever. But the knots come loose and the ties that bind. They just can't keep us together. Yeah. Don't try to let me down easy, baby. Don't even try to break the fall. 'Cause if you really wanna go your own way, let the bullet hit the bone. We got no axe to grind, no hidden lies. There's no bad blood between us. We had a moment in time, sweet little life, the kind that dreams are made of. And you know we did. Don't try to let me down easy, baby.
even try to break the fall. 'Cause if you really wanna go your own way, let the bullet hit the bone. We've been living on the edge for some time now, and we both know, you got one foot on the floor, the other's halfway out the door. So let the bullet hit the bone. So let's not make this harder than it has to be. You're gonna leave an empty space, and it'll hurt in the worst way. We can walk away with our heads held high. We really tried to make it last. Don't try to let me down easy, baby. Don't even try to break the fall. 'Cause if you really wanna go your own way, let the bullet hit the bone. Don't try to let me down easy, baby. Don't even try to break the fall. 'Cause if you really wanna go your own way, let the bullet hit the bone. Yeah. Let the bullet hit the bone. Let's not make this harder than it has to be. Yeah. Let the bullet hit the bone.
Hooray! World premiere of Bullet Hit the Bone. Nice job, you guys. You literally could have your own television show from right there at your house because you have all right.
I don't know.
At home.
It'll be like
Kristian
Wayne's
and Shannon.
World 25 years later.
It was marvelous. It was a marvelous song,
you.
and I mean, you literally have all the toys there that you could do this on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, we do have a lot of stuff
We
here.
do have a lot of stuff to play for sure. It does help to have the studio and lay down a beat and be able to kind of, throw a couple of layers that you could then perform on top of. So it's awesome.
You're one of the, you two are one of the rare musicians who are really prepared for this COVID stuff, you know? I mean, I read something the other day that said that basically every musician in the entire world right now is a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
it is.
Yeah, that's
It
accurate.
is.
Yeah.
And it's, obviously we have a lot of friends that are in the jazz world. So in the beginning of this, in the first couple of weeks, it was a lot of phone calls going, and I go, hey, what do you recommend for Mike? And what should I do for this? And I was happy to help a whole bunch of friends that didn't have to record like this before.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
You could always go to a studio, and especially in the last few years, studios have been way more affordable. And it's easy to just run down the street to a great studio and not worry about the technical stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But now being isolated and being alone at home, you kind of go, well, I want to work on some ideas, but I don't know how to open GarageBand, so.
It's so true, though. We're all
It is.
we're all drinking out of a fire hose,
Yeah,
right? When it comes to all this technical stuff and whatnot. But
exactly.
you both work in a great variety of different capacities, but you were mentioning that all of them have disappeared. Your live gigs definitely have disappeared, but you'd also do corporate shows, and you'd also do production stuff for TV shows, and all this kind of stuff gets shut down. So, what is it that you can do now to be able to make a meaningful living? Is it even possible?
What a great question.
That's a great question. I wish I had that answer.
Yeah.
It'll be a huge reboot of how you make a living and whether or not it's possible to just make a living with doing arts for us, for the two of us.
Yeah.
I don't know. For now, we're kind of floating, and there's a couple of projects that are keeping us going that were from, kind of ongoing from the past.
Yeah.
And I don't know. After this, that's what we kind of rolled up our sleeves and said, this is the time to get these creative ideas down, because then either we're going to have kind of a reopening and busyness of that sort, or it's going to have to be, I don't know, finding a job.
Yeah. Go out and find something else to do, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not going to have the time to sit and spend 9 hours in the studio every day. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. But you can do it now. So use your time constructively.
So create a new body of work and hope that there's opportunity to use it somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is it worrisome for you to kind of think in terms of, oh, geez, what if I do need to go and work at a nursery or whatever? Like, honestly, I would welcome it. I would welcome the chance to go and to just go and do something different for a little while. But I know that the competition is going to be really, really, really high, because so many people are out there looking for something to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I always feel like as long as I'm doing something creative, I can kind of do any job and get through it as long as I have that creative spark happening. I don't want to be forced into that, but if that's what happens, to find ways to be creative on the side, I feel like I can manage it that way. When I think of not doing anything at all, then that definitely causes some sleepless nights, but I try not to think that way. I'm optimistic that I'll be able to, forge our way one way or another.
Yeah.
And staying proactive with these kinds of projects, and hopefully patrons of the arts, this is the time for you people to step up again.
Mm-hmm.
We need these kinds of festivals, and we need this kind of initiatives. We were part of the Chamber Music Society here. They have isolation commissions.
Mm-hmm.
So patrons of the arts get commission any artist to record a song for them that gets featured on their YouTube channel, and you get paid for it.
Yeah.
And it kind of forces us to do a video for myself and another video for Shannon. And shooting these live performances at home is extremely time consuming.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get a perfect take. And then if you get a perfect take, or close to a perfect take, if it ever exists, in music, then the lighting is off, or somebody decided to text you at that time and you forgot to put the phone.
I find the video thing, though, it really has hit home how much you participate with an audience.
Yes.
So performing without that exchange of energy, it's a very strange thing. I find it such an odd feeling.
It is.
To find a balance. To find a balance. Exactly. Are you overperforming now, or are you just too much in yourself that you're boring? And at the same time, you just want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are on a stage with the audience, that just happens naturally. You react to what
happens. It's an energy exchange, with
musicians, with the sound and the noise and the crowd and all that stuff. And otherwise, you just hear. There's you have a desk lamp staring right at you face and an iPhone that you see is going to fall off the stand, and you go,
yeah, for sure. So Kristian, you have recorded a song for us here with your technical prowess and your incredible skill as a musician. This song is called "A Soft Place to Fall." Is this a message to our creative colleagues to be able to say, look, be creative now, and eventually it'll net out to be more comfortable?
We'll kind of have a soft landing when all this gets turned around. I guess so. It could be. I wrote this song years ago for one of DGD's shows. I can't remember which one, but it's that's what Vicky Willis wanted. I wanted a dance that kind of felt a landing, a soft landing place. There was a lot of jumps in the choreography, and she gave me that image to create a piece. And I thought for this show, maybe that feels appropriate.
It's a better message than bullet hit the bone.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's the counter message.
We try to round each
Yeah,
other.
just to
You round it out. Yeah, yin and yang. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, baby, that's
Well,
it.
when we're watching this, I'll picture you, Kristian, in your dance tights, doing a dance number. Okay.
Which I may be wearing now. You don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, this is the beauty of the 3/4 shot, right?
Exactly. We may or may not be wearing pants.
Okay. We'll just leave it at that. Our friend Kristian Alexandrov is appearing here at the TD JazzYYC International Jazz Days, the virtual festival. Very happy to play you this wonderful song. It's called A Soft Place to Fall. There they are. Kristian Alexandrov. I'm a little jealous because I wish I could play piano like that.
Ah, thank you.
There wasn't a key you didn't touch on that keyboard. It's wonderful.
Try to play them all.
Try to play them all. You get paid per key that you hit. There you go. That's wonderful. A Soft Place to Fall. What a nice song to end today's show with. Sure appreciate having you and seeing you. I'm going to bring Allison in here because honestly, this is oh they got closer together. See,
yeah, we have to.
Bring her in.
This is it's always such a treat to be able to kind of hear where people are, and for you to just share so freely what your creative process is, but also to kind of hear your humanness. So I wanted to thank you all for being on the show and for being such wonderful guests. Allison, you've done a wonderful job. And that painting, can I get a print?
You'll have to ask my mom.
Y'all have to. I'm going to have to get a hold of your mom and see if there's a piece of art that I might be able to purchase from her. That would be wonderful.
You should. She has some beautiful stuff. Yeah.
And thank you for your talent and for your songs. We'll look forward to hopefully maybe having you on the show again down the road sometime. Okay, Allison?
Thank you. That'd
That's
be great.
wonderful. Kristian and Shannon, boy, it's a treat to see you again after way too long.
Way too long.
Yeah,
it's been
it's
too
awesome
long.
to
But
see
thank
as
you
well.
so much for having us, and thank you to JazzYYC putting this together. It is a fantastic festival, and hopefully there's going to be many more like that to follow around the world, so musicians get perform in one shape or form somehow.
And continue connect.
Continue to
Jazzer's got a jazz, right?
Jazz
exactly.
is
exactly.
Jazzer's got a jazz. Well, you've done a wonderful job. We have so many wonderful sponsors to thank as well. And so thank you very much for watching Jazz Home Delivery tonight. Allison Lynch joining us, Kristian Alexandrov, Shannon Gaye. Give us a wave, and we'll see you again tomorrow night for another Jazz Home Delivery. Here's thanks to the sponsors.
Fantastic.
JazzYYC would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support that has helped bring this virtual jazz festival to you. TD, Jazz Home Delivery, the City of Calgary, Alberta Foundation for the Arts, the Government of Canada, Calgary Arts Development, Inglewood BIA, CKUA Radio, Calgary Public Library, CADME, the Coalition for Music Education Music Monday, Studio Bell, home of the National Music Center, Decidedly Jazz Danceworks, and the Music Mile. Thank you. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, please subscribe to this page, and if you want to receive more information about this or any of JazzYYC's other upcoming programming, please visit jazzyyc.com and become a member.